Okay, already. This season, we're coaching someone through what so many of us go through.
I'm Alison.
I'm Michelle.
Meet Sophie. She stayed too long, she'll break up, she'll heal, she'll date, she'll spiral. She's you, she's us.
We'll walk with her and you through every phase, from heartbreak to wholeness.
If you're tired of the chaos and ready to thrive in singlehood and in love,
welcome to season 3. Oh,
so
close.
Good.
Yay! Hello. Wait, no, let's not start with yay. Okay. We're not in a yay phase.
Are we not? Oh, no, we're not.
we're not in a yay phase.
Oh, Sophie.
Sophie. Poor Sophie. Not poor Sophie. She's in it. Yeah. She doesn't feel sorry for herself, so we shouldn't feel sorry for her.
Yeah, exactly. I think
strong,
it's just
independent woman, but she's struggling.
It's struggling. Yeah, it's. I was watching Dragon's Den just before this started, and one of the guys said the most difficult thing is quitting, like making the conscious decision to quit. And obviously, this is the saying no to one job for this isn't just giving up. This means making the decisions that are difficult. And I think this is what's happening. She ended the relationship. It's a difficult decision. It's not going to be an easy ride, but we're going to walk her through it.
Yeah. I mean, ending anything that's been in your life for so long that you're comfortable with, that you're used to, is going to be a hard transition to make. And I mean, we spoke about it a lot in the past few sessions that we've had with her. And I think it relates to today's topic of just how do you let go immediately? Like, because, sometimes they say you should take time. It's hard to, go cold turkey. But how do you actually end it? How do you put a stop to it?
Well, I'm a big believer in cutting off contact.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's funny. I was talking to my best guy friend about it just a few days ago, where he is actually in touch with practically all of his exes. Like he's a bit of a player, and
makes sense.
He's an amazing guy, but he has many, let's say, exes and conquests. And he's a big proponent of staying in touch. And actually, it works well for him. I said, you're an alien. You're an alien. I think I'm a big believer in, like, if there was like really emotional involvement, then the easiest thing you can do is cut off contact. Like, obviously,
yeah.
So JT has his ex with whom he has a kid, so he can't cut off contact, and it's hard. It's hard. It's hard on him. It's hard on me. It's probably hard on her. Yeah. And I think, the thing to do is cut off contact. I mean, her first question was, why is cutting contact so hard, even when I know the relationship was unhealthy?
Because again, it's never easy to stop talking to someone who was a prominent part of your life. And I know from experience with a few of my exes who were also close friends before we dated. And sometimes to this day, I have like an ex who was a very, very close friend of mine. And it's really hard to not only let go of him as a boyfriend, but even more so at him as a friend, because we had such a good friendship. And I think a lot of times that's one of the main reasons why it's so hard to let go and to stop talking to them. And like, especially if you're so used to talking to them every day, seeing them every day, consulting with them on everything, asking for their opinions. And it could be, and because for many relationships, and especially with Sophie, who's been with him for a while, it integrates into every small part of your life. And suddenly to not be able to call him up from the supermarket, hey, I'm here, do you need anything? Or what should I get us for this? Or what should I do about that? And it's just, it makes sense that it would be difficult.
I think
so.
I agree. And I think also kind of a more kind of practical answer is, last episode we talked about, well, a few episodes ago we talked about like the stages of grief and kind of accepting and everything like that.
Yeah.
With a person passing away, the person is no longer here.
Yeah.
So, it's just the person's no longer here. So, organically, you're not talking to the person anymore. Whereas this, you're ending a relationship and you're grieving the idea of a relationship, but the person is still here. And so you can't, that whole kind of moving on can't happen because you can still entertain it. I think even like with ending friendships, but like, have you ever just kind of had a huge argument with somebody realizing you're not on the same wavelength and the friendship just ended?
Yeah.
So
Not
that,
even just not even an argument, just moving on with life, and you're just in different places, both physically and mentally and whatever.
exactly. And so it kind of just happens that you kind of lose touch with someone and that person
Yeah.
is you're no longer friends with, whether it's a bit explosion or just kind of over time. Whereas here, it's this kind of happens overnight. You're in a relationship, then you're not, but you're expected to kind of move on and everything. I think it's just there's something that cannot compute in your mind, and I think that's why
Yeah.
it's perfectly kind of reasonable to find it hard because as you said, you were used to everything, but you still have the possibility to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't just fizzle out. It doesn't just, the person still exists. Yeah, it's a, even if you take away, everything about being toxic and unhealthy and things like that, I think it's just normal. The person is still here, and
Yeah. And I
give it a bit of
think,
time.
sorry.
Give it a bit of time. That's it.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, I mean, as long as you're still giving it leeway and as long as you're still in contact, even if it's every so often, even if it's here and there on special occasions, it's just keeping the door open. And again, like what we spoke about with sleeping with the ex, it's creating this tension and this a lot of gray area, and it's still holding you back from moving forward, which is why one of the reasons why I'm such a huge believer in just like cutting off. That's it. It is what it is. Just like you said it yourself. Just like from day A, you're together. Day B, you're no longer together. Also, day A, you could talk. Day B, you cannot talk anymore. And I think once you do that, it's much easier to start focusing on other things in your life, other people, and stop dwelling on them. And if it's helpful, I mean, I like to first of all either delete or block their phone. Not a sense of I'm going to be over dramatic now. I'm going to, it's just a tool for you to help you prevent yourself from calling them, from texting them,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
so it's just like just getting rid of the temptations, not having it there, not having the option, and then just replacing that with something and someone else. So if you were where you would call or meet up with them, you could start looking for other relationships and friendships and people in your life that you can start talking to, nurturing those relationships. I find that a lot of times when you end a romantic relationship, suddenly you discover so many more types of relationships that we often overlook and neglect when we're in a relationship. When we're in a toxic relationship, because I think when you're in a healthy relationship, it doesn't come at the expense of others. But with Sophie, who was in such a bad relationship that was all consuming, suddenly now, where she spent 100% of her time that devoted to him, now she has that time to split with not just one person, but with so many other
Everyone.
people in her life. Yeah.
But I think what you just said kind of goes towards her next question, which is like, is going no contact the only way to heal from a toxic breakup? And I think even if you take away the word toxic, any breakup apart, I'll call my friend Jay as for anonymity because he's a very kind of pro person. So if you take away Jay's example, I think it is the only way to kind of get over it, because if you keep talking, then you're kind of entertaining the idea of
Mhm.
it, and you're not able to do everything that you just said, which is, nurture other relationships and put energy in other ones and discover other ones and everything. I think, and as exactly as you said, like you're deleting the number, blocking them, it's not against them that you're doing it. It's for you to give yourself the best chance. And I know that I'm a big proponent of that as well, of just like in moments of weakness, I would text the guy, whether it's from a relationship or kind of this, flirt that ended, that was bad for me. And I think just deleting and everything and kind of giving yourself the possibility to move on is the best way.
Yeah, I don't think it's a matter of, she was asking, is going no contact the only way to heal after a toxic breakup, after a breakup or toxic
Yeah.
relationship, whatever it is. I don't think it's more, it's going no contact the only way. I think it's more that the contact is holding her back. So
Yeah.
it's not the only way to heal. Obviously, it's it's not even a way to heal. It's part of it. It's an integral step in moving forward and in healing, but it's not like it's not what's going to heal you of just like, okay, cutting contact, that's it, I'm
Yeah.
healed.
Yeah.
um and so sure, it's not going to stop you from moving forward essentially in the idea, but it will, I think it will slow the progress. And it's just like there's always going to have that, that, like, that's going to be on the back burner. And if you do meet someone else, or if you do want to focus on other things, mine is going to be like, yeah, but what about him, he's still there. And it shouldn't be back there anymore, and it should be something you still contemplate. And so I think that no, it's not the way to heal, but yes, it's the only way that you can progress in your healing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's also it's a demonstration of like why it's so difficult to get over a relationship where you have kids, because you have to
Yeah.
stay in touch. And so it takes that much longer because, there's most of the time always one that's more attached than the other. And I think, yeah, it just goes to all of that. It's the single biggest tool to get over it. I think my friend Jay is wired in the sense that he's not a relationship guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a friendship guy, and so he has these friendships. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
It'd be interesting to ask women that he's with what they feel.
to be honest, I know some of them, and I think they are all very clear about what it's like for him. I think he broke
Yeah,
a
but that
couple of
doesn't
hearts
mean
along
that
the
they
way.
don't have hope. Sorry.
I think
Like
there
there's
are a
always
couple
that
that had
inkling.
hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are a couple that probably still had that hope. I'd have to go deeper with him. I'll go deeper with him and
We can
report
bring him
back.
on the podcast and then have him
Oh yeah,
anonymously talk.
yeah. It's a good idea actually. I'll
Yeah.
float it by him. See, I'll
Yeah.
try and find a way of having him on while still being anonymous.
Or
But
it could be an exclusive for our Patreon followers, because if you didn't know, we have a new Patreon, so
we have a new Patreon. It'll be up. It
So
will have been up and running for a while by the time this episode comes out.
yes, so maybe we'll bring him there for exclusive content.
Maybe we'll see. We'll have a poll up. Anyway,
Yeah.
so just to kind of go back to no tangents. Um,
Mhm.
her next question was, what if I need closure? Should I reach out one last time? No.
No. But I
Next
mean,
question.
closure about what? Like like if a break is done properly, well, not there's a proper way to break up. Like if broken up, move forward. So A, what else is there to talk about? And B, what's the point? Like you're moving
And also,
forward, you're continuing. What else is there to say? What's the point of the closure?
and also, I think closure is overrated and
Ah, yeah.
overdone.
It's an excuse to talk to them
Yeah.
again, to see them again, to like, but
There's this one guy that really got under my skin and was a complete dipshit. I don't know. He was just a complete an arse. And so I spoke to my brother at length about it, and this was a while back. And I said to him, I just want to say, and had this whole speech about that, and I was like, because this is closure, like this. And I told him this was like during lockdown. This is a while ago. Jesus, 5 years ago. And my brother said, okay, now just be that way. Just behave that way. Don't you? He doesn't need to know. He will either rope you
yeah,
back in, which is not what you want, or he will not give a shit and it's going to hurt you. Just behave that way. Um, and yeah, and he was right, and it was tough. It was so tough because that's what I wanted. I wanted to kind of message him because I needed closure. Um, and I didn't message him, and the closure. And did I ever get the closure? I think the saying the word closure kind of it doesn't mean it doesn't make sense anymore. But it's just the only person that can close the book for on that story is me.
mhm.
And kind of deciding at that actively just like I'm not gonna write and so deleting him, blocking him, everything. Those were the actions to kind of just, yeah, it helped me kind of move on. Because keeping that line open, it messes with your mind.
Yeah. I think especially in Sophie's case, where we went through this with her, and we saw her questions, we saw how dedicated she was, how much she tried to understand him, and how well she tried to avoid arguments and trying to work on the relationship and understand where he's coming from and where the relationship is. So she's been through it already. It's not as if,
Yeah,
it came out of nowhere, and it's not as if this was a surprise to her. She's known for a while. She's been through everything with him. She's asked the questions, she's faced the difficulties, and it's time to move on.
yeah,
More you seek closure, the more you realize that you won't get it, and it's going to keep you chasing this thing that is just ridiculous. And to put it bluntly, I think it's seeking closure is just, again, it's an excuse to keep going and to keep pursuing something
yeah,
that's already over, and it's not going to get you anywhere, and it's just going to keep you stuck in this never ending vicious cycle of trying to,
yeah.
I don't know even what, because I mean, so again, what's the purpose of this closure unless there's anything really specific that you really want to understand? Is like, but again, even then, it's not as if there's any hope for this relationship. She's already doing the work she needs to do. She doesn't need him to tell her what she could have done better and how she could improve. She just needs to move forward.
Yeah, and when she asks, "What do I do if he reaches out during the no contact period?" I'm just like, I like the expression "no contact period" because
Mhm.
it shouldn't be a period. It's just
It
it
should be
should just be the
forever.
end of it. That should just begin. It goes to she has these last two questions about what do I do if he reaches out during the no contact period, and how do I handle situations where we have mutual friends and shared responsibilities.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna take away. We can probably do an episode if there are Patreons that want to talk about what it's like when there are kids involved. We can do,
yeah.
and it's kind of
Or
my area of
mutual friends.
expertise. Or mutual
Yeah,
friends. We can do a specific episode on that.
yeah.
Like
Or if you're very close with their family and like you also have to break up with their family technically.
exactly, we can do like that
Yeah.
type of thing. I'm gonna write it down.
Good idea.
But if it's no contact, or just like if he contacts you, just don't respond. And if you
Yeah.
blocked him, you'll never know. And if he kind of goes above and beyond to contact you, you know, like you've said, let's go. I think you can say, I'm going to go no contact.
Yeah.
And if if he crosses that boundary for anything else than kids, and we said we're not going to talk about kids, then it just shows that he's not respecting you, and just don't respond and block that again. If he creates a new Instagram account, block that again. Like,
Yeah.
it's just don't respond. And if you have like events where you were both invited or things like that, you can just go and not talk to him. Like, nobody is going to invite you to a dinner party where it's just two couples, including you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the best way to go about it is to just take a step back. Even if they try to pursue you, try to do like you said, I think it's just no good that's gonna come of it if you try to entertain that, you know, them trying to reach out or whatever, unless there's something really urgent, which I can't even think of what it would be,
Yeah,
especially when you're trying to heal and move forward. So if you haven't blocked their number, block it now, because there's no
yeah,
reason for you to have them, you know, and just set very clear boundaries and tell them exactly. I think if you haven't told them during the breakup that this is it, this is the moment that we stop talking, and they try contacting you, you can say, I'm sorry, I'm trying to move forward, I'm trying to heal. There's no contact from here on out. And
yeah,
I think if you do have that the mutual friends and events you need to go to, I think you have to first of all understand with yourself if it's something you can handle right now. And it could be unfair that you would need to be the one to not go or sit aside on these kind of things. But if you feel like it really is something that's not good for you, or if you feel like you can't cope with that, then you don't have to go. No one's forcing you,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Well,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah. And I think you could also, if these are friends that understand and that they care, you could also create events that have you two separately, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, I think back to our kind of idol, Charlotte, Charlotte Dover, who will, often say
Big
things
shot.
like that. If your friends like don't support you in this and kind of don't create space for you to handle these emotions, then you need to get better friends.
Yeah,
And I would agree with that.
exactly.
It's just, you don't want to put friends in the middle and kind of have them choose sides. But,
Yeah,
when you're in your 30s and anywhere after that, everybody's been through a breakup. Everybody knows how uncomfortable it is and things like that. And so good people will naturally kind of go towards, okay, let's give them some breathing
mhm,
space for at least a year, no matter how long you've been
yeah,
together, at least a year of just, of just having that. And then if everybody's completely grown up and mature, let's say there's a wedding involved, then, it's just, you don't, weddings have 100 plus people sometimes. You don't have to be in proximity. And that's, there's no, yeah, just no contact. Express it. Say that can be the one last message. I'm going to go no contact. And then have that be that.
yeah, and just move forward. And the beauty of being single is that you now have the time and the capacity to find new people or nurture other relationships, discover new places, new things, new people. And now Sophie can do that. I know it's hard to let go of the past, but now it's time to create a new future. Sorry for being
Yeah.
so cliche, but yeah.
So that's it for today, Soph.
Yeah, thank you for your questions. I hope this helped you and I hope you stay strong and not text or call your ex.
No, I believe in you, Soph. I believe in you.
Yes, so do I. And for you guys listening at home, let us know if you've ever gone no contact, if you've ever struggled with not texting or calling your ex and how it went for you. And don't forget to follow, like, subscribe wherever you're listening.
Bye.
Bye. That's it for this episode of Pop Culture Cupid.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We're glad you're here.
Make sure to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening.
You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Reddit for more behind-the-scenes real talk.
And if you want to support the show, check us out on Patreon.
Until next time, be kind, be happy, be healthy, and remember, heartbreak isn't the end.
It's the plot twist.